Voice joining us on the phone line to understand the implications of this development for capital markets worldwide and emerging markets, in particular in Asia. Andrew Ferris is joining us on the phone line from Hong Kong. Andrew, thank you very much for chatting with us on a weekend. How would you analyze the repercussions when we open for trade on Monday, especially for Asian markets? Do you expect retaliation from Russia?
Point number one. Okay, let's take them one speak at a time. The markets have got the whole of Saturday and the whole of Sunday to think about this. And the concrete evidence of hundreds of different examples of, let's say, restricted warfare between states or threats is that the markets completely ignore it. So my forecast is Monday will open and nothing will happen to capital markets, either global ones or Asian ones. So again, there might be a short-term reaction, and that will be it. The second point is there is going to be no reaction whatsoever from Russia, because all the wire services are having reports from official centers in Russia saying that no Russian interest, military assets, or even the airspace in Syria, which is partially controlled by Russia, has been invaded or incurred. So the Russians have said, yes, the Americans, the British, and the French attacked targets, but they did not attack us. So there is no reason whatsoever why the Russians should retaliate. And the third point, okay, is, of course, it's not the first time that the United States have sent Tomahawk missiles. They did that last April, okay, following another gas attack. So I'm afraid this is hardly any news. And also, what kind of strategic planning is that for President Trump to say, we're going to hit you, and we're going to hit you specifically, target A, B, and C, and he says that several days before it happens? My God, if that's not warning, and if that's not kind of, frankly, a stupid strategy to tell your enemy when and how and where you're going to hit him. So it is tragic, it is sad, a lot of innocent people who have been killed, but this is effectively for nothing. And I can tell you, it's not going to deter Assad of doing anything whatsoever. If they want to use gas weapons again in the future, they will.
Actually, that's quite an interesting point you made, that capital markets should not really be bothered about it. Before we let you go, just one quick word on Asian sentiment right now, or Asian emerging market sentiment in Asia, India. What's the outlook now? The correction is come and gone. You expect previous levels to be taken out once again, or can we go back lower?
Well, let's take that. Let's stick to India. We know now that the Fed is going to increase interest rates again. It has increased. Take a deep breath. 5 times since December 16. Now tell me, what has the Reserve Bank of India has done during this time period? It has cut interest rates repeatedly. Cut. C-U-T. So in other words, the impact of higher American interest rates, if any, okay, did not deter at all several markets, and incidentally, it was not only India that cut interest rates. So let's forget about cuts in interest rates in the United States. They have no impact whatsoever on local interest rates. Local, I emphasize that, okay? Now, the aspect that have hit the markets most was the concern over a trade war. But frankly, India is not involved in that at all. The trade war is primarily between United States and China, okay, then it was United States between Canada and Mexico, and then United States between, let's say, possibly South Korea. All right, so India was very much in the periphery, okay, and to the best of my knowledge, Trump didn't say that India is running a bilateral deficit and is going to pay for it. So frankly, the Asian markets were much more concerned about the escalation of the trade war, which incidentally has been massively de-escalated by Trump praising the statements of President Xi in the last 4 days in an international conference that took place in China. So if the capital markets on Monday are going to be concerned about anything, it will be very peripherally about the strike in Syria, and the rest of it is going to be local and to some extent global issues. And all of those, as I emphasized, are relatively mild and unimportant.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Andrew, chatting with us and on a Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.